It's a trap! It's a Lizzie trap. If you don't want to be trapped, subscribe to the Patreon. It's the only way to stay safe. My name is Ashley Clements, and this is the Look Back Diaries. Looking around, where is the trap? We're gonna find it. No, we're not. Well, Lizzie won't. I mean, she will, in as much as she will walk right into it, or rather, it will walk right into the room she's in. We're talking about a certain Mr. Someone. A certain Mr. Someone. You may have a guess and or a memory, but I'm going to continue to be weird because that's what we are here for. It's a trap set by someone seemingly so innocent, so sweet, kind, and yet she ruins, well, actually, she really helps the plot here. And she's the dizzy shipper that makes the whole fandom say, "One of us! One of us!" That's right, it's a trap set by Gigi to lure Lizzie and Darcy into the same room. That's about as much as I remember from the episode. I remember really liking it at the time. And I think that's in part because obviously I'm a Dizzy shipper. Was from the very beginning, even while wearing this shirt and saying I hated Darcy. Ashley, always a Dizzy shipper. It's an interesting thing about acting, and I will try not to get too into like my philosophies about acting, but the actor has to simultaneously fully invest in the character that they have created and that character's perspective on the world so that the actor can authentically respond in the moment to situations that they have to pretend are really happening, while, of course, simultaneously having the awareness that it is not happening and an awareness of all the other things that we have to do. We have to have an awareness of where camera is. We have to have an awareness of sound. We have to have these other awarenesses. What we're looking at in front of us is usually a whole crew of people that aren't usually following you in real life. And so we do this dual brain thing as actors, and part of the actor's awareness that is separate from the characters, if you're lucky, is the full arc that they're going to go on. And that allows you to plan ahead. If you know your character is going to go through a big change, if you know where they're going to end, it can help you plan where they're going to start. And of course, I always had the awareness that this was Pride and Prejudice, and we know how Pride and Prejudice ends. And so the actor part of my brain was just very excited to get into this part of the story and for Lizzie to see Darcy again. And then in my Lizzie brain, I have been rethinking some of the things that I thought I knew about Darcy. His letter changed my perspective on some things. This company is really nice and everyone really likes him, which is also, you know, a point in his favor. And then he shows up. And I've already admitted that I find him handsome. So now, handsome, well thought of man who says he loves me shows up, and I'm at his company, and what must he think of that? And what do we do with all of this? Well, let's take a look back and find out. Looking cute, looking happy, as one of your comments reminded me, because I said it in an interview at the time, but forgot. I had the makeup artist start doing my makeup in part because I liked the idea that it might sort of unconsciously look like Lizzie was putting in more of an effort, that she might not even be aware that she was doing that because she wanted to look nice if she ran into Darcy. I'm also fairly certain that's literally the only time I ever wore that dress. The dress was actually kind of weird without the sweater. So there you go. I just wore it here. I also mentioned that these episodes were shot later in the day. This was our last location, which is why my hair's up in that flipped side ponytail I was very excited about at the time. And Gigi just looks like super nice. Like, are you going out after work? You look ready to hit a restaurant, a bar. I don't know. I don't even know how old she is. Is she 21? Because she probably doesn't have a fake ID. Oh, I am also dressed up for dinner. Right, I said. She's such a good liar. She's very good at it. I thought that was very funny in this episode. That, of course, like, I barely know her and I don't want to, like, be, you know, rude. That's fun. Yeah, she's being so weird. Math? Because I would also not be the person to help you with your math. Well, what are we so excited about? Yeah, it works well. It's great because Lizzie doesn't know her well enough to say how, because Lizzie doesn't know her very well. She doesn't know how to respond to this, and she's being weird. Yeah, that's a valid question. Mm-hmm. We do wonder that. It was weird. Well, just you wait. Oh, here we go. Oh no. Look how coordinated we are in our dark blues. Help! Ah! And then she closed the door. Like, what a weirdo. I mean, what's even weirder is that then we just decide to sit down and do a video, which makes no sense. But you know what? Again, oh no, wait, ha! She helps. She she's listening at the door and she's like, this is what we want. And somewhere when we were doing all these cuts, we must have swapped out the stools and whatnot so that she was sitting, she being Lizzie in this case, higher because as previously mentioned, I had to sit on an apple box while he sat on a shorter stool. So I was sitting, I don't know, like at least 4 inches. Well, I don't know, some inches higher up than him so that both of our heads could be in frame. Last time I saw you, you told me you loved me. I'm sick. I have to go. My brain is melting and I will die. It just became a recurring line, and also it's a weird thing to say. I don't remember if that's actually a P&P reference. You tell me. We should stand here and be awkward. What if we were awkward about this? Would that be okay with you? Oh, what was that? I love that. I'm gonna touch. I don't know why I did that. I didn't turn off the camera. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I feel like that's Lizzie's internal monologue. It's like, I'm on fire. What am I doing? Yeah, I remember a lot of why I liked this episode because that was fun. It's very fun. As we talked about, all of us, I'm alone. As I brilliantly pointed out in the last episode, Lizzie is out of her comfort zone, and then she has this new relationship. She doesn't know how to behave in it, and the other person is acting very oddly, so she doesn't know what to make of that. She's thrown even more off kilter out of kind of social norms of how you behave around people because this person's behaving very strangely. And then, you saw Darcy showed up. But it's a smart episode in as much as why would they do this? this way? Why would it be on camera? Why would they sit down and have this conversation? So the fact that it's just like outright manufactured by Gigi, and yes, of course, she is the fandom in that moment, but it's like, now kiss. It's the only moment I think that, anyone like physically is like, you're gonna do this thing that I want you to do. She's like playing with dolls. For all we know, Gigi manufactured a reason why Darcy needed to leave Los Angeles and come back to San Francisco so that she could do this. Here are my dolls. This one is Darcy and this one is Lizzie and a kiss. And of course, very satisfying episode for everyone. Not just me, who was eager for Darcy to return, but you, all of you. Don't worry, Daniel will also return to this show. The thing about the whole Darcy arc for me, and I don't really think I have to apologize about this, but something that people really talk about with our show that I absolutely agree with is that it is at its strongest and most unique when it is about the sister relationships and friendships. I always include Charlotte. She's just like a sister. Those characters are the most well developed. They've spent the most time on camera, and we really see them go through a lot. But I didn't know that that was all going to happen when we started the show. What I did know from the beginning was that Lizzie hates this guy, and then she falls in love with this guy. Like, that is the arc that I knew I was planting from the very beginning. And in a lot of ways, some of these other things that developed, the really potent stuff in these sister-friend relationships, and the writers have talked about this too, those developed as we spent time with these characters, as they learned our voices as actors and were writing more for us, and we're seeing how we were interacting, and we're seeing how the audience was responding to that. They all felt absolutely in line with everything that we had been building from the beginning. And because we had gotten to spend so much time with these characters as actors and the writers, so much of that was tremendously rewarding to get to do as an actor. But I wasn't anticipating getting to do a lot of it until I got the scripts. When I filmed episodes 73 and 74, the fights with Lydia, I had no idea how that was going to resolve. I did not see the Wickham stuff until those episodes aired. I did not know how dark that was going to get. I had no idea the depths that we were going to go to until I got those scripts. But this is an arc that I knew from the moment I auditioned for the job, let alone got the job, would come. That these two would see each other again, having not seen each other since a really awkward, proposal, and that everything would now feel different and that it's electric. Not in an easy, we know exactly what to do with these feelings kind of way because of all the things that have been said previously, but there is this static electricity in the air and you will get shocked if you touch anything. So in terms of the actor brain that is planning for this character's arc, this was such an exciting moment. So really for all of us, for you, for me, for Gigi, probably for Daniel, because he got to come back on the show again. Also grateful to those of you who reminded me in the comments that Gigi tweeted watching all of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries over just a few days shortly before this, I think during that week off maybe that we had. So we knew exactly when Gigi found out about all of this and very rapidly became a shipper. Let's see what you thought about it. Kaz the Ruler, Gigi Darcy, the physical representation of the LBD fandom. Yes, I believe I said that. We are in agreement. Melanie Lau, I thought you were in LA. No, I'm not. I'm imagining Gigi listening to the door and rolling her eyes and then bursting in the room to prompt the romance. Celeste Purvis says, 3 years later and I'm still watching this shouting, oh my god, awkward arm touch, just kiss. And in that moment, Celeste, you are all of us. Debbie H saying, Gigi smashing two dolls resembling Darcy and Lizzie together, now kiss. I mean, I know that I probably was influenced by the things that the fandom was saying at the time, but we are of one mind, Debbie. Gigi Darcy is now my new favorite person. I mean, y'all say this, but like, you know that you love Gigi as a shipper because she has people to ship, right? I mean, like, I love Gigi too, but some of you are like, she's the best character because she's a shipper. And I'm like, right, but who is she shipping? Don't forget whose show this is. It's the Lizzie Bennett Diaries. Who else thinks Gigi's been eavesdropping at the door this whole time? Clearly, Heyoa, clearly. Jessica Victoria Carrillo, Gigi, time to make me a future aunt of some redheaded babies. Ha ha ha, it's a recessive gene, so in all likelihood, not redheaded. Marbonair says, your sister is crazy. Best line delivery, thank you. I'll take it. Christine Stevenson, I'll never get over these scenes. That awkward arm touch. Oh, second-rate Petronius, I will never, never be over how good DVG looks in this episode. Also, I will never stop laughing at Gigi's mischievous, devious face. I don't think any of us are over how good DVG looks in this episode. I apologize for not stopping to admire his handsomeness. That's the sentiment. This ship just set sail, and Gigi is the captain. That's right, the ship has set sail. Bon voyage!